Your brain has a janitor. It only works while you sleep. But tonight, the janitor doesn't show up. And every night after, toxic waste piles up between your neurons, silently, invisibly, until the fog becomes permanent. 7 days without the glymphatic system. This is Protocol Glymphatic Zero. Night 1. You fall asleep expecting the same silent restoration that has happened every night of your life. But something is missing. Deep within your brain, the glymphatic system, a specialized network of channels that opens only during slow-wave sleep, remains closed. Cerebrospinal fluid, the clear liquid that normally floods through these channels to flush out metabolic debris, sits motionless. The microscopic pumps that drive this flow are dormant. The janitor never clocked in. You don't feel it. There is no pain, no alarm. Your brain's electrical activity appears normal, and your sleep cycle continues uninterrupted. But the work that should be happening, the careful removal of amyloid-beta, tau, and other neurotoxic waste, simply doesn't happen. These proteins remain trapped in the interstitial space between your neurons. By morning, the first subtle signs are there, though you'd never attribute them to anything serious. A slight grogginess that coffee doesn't cut. A slower recall of words that usually come instantly. Your thoughts feel as if they're moving through a thin, invisible haze. The brain fog is mild, dismissible. You blame a restless night. But the truth is far more unsettling. The waste that should have been washed away during sleep is now a permanent part of your neural architecture. And tonight, when you go to bed again, the janitor still won't show up. Day 1. The silent janitor. The cleaning crew that your brain depends on has gone on strike, and the toxic debris is only beginning to accumulate. Night 2. You fall asleep for the second time since the janitor vanished. Your brain enters slow-wave sleep, but the glymphatic channels remain as static as they were the night before. No fluid flows, no waste is cleared. The microscopic garbage, amyloid-beta, tau, cellular debris, simply piles higher in the narrow spaces between your neurons. By morning, the haze no longer lifts. Yesterday's mild grogginess has hardened into something more concrete. Your thoughts feel viscous, as if you're trying to run through waist-deep water. Simple decisions, what to eat, what to wear, require an extra beat of concentration that feels almost physical. Memory retrieval begins to falter. You walk into a room and forget why. You set your phone down and cannot find it. The brain's hippocampus, responsible for consolidating and recalling short-term memory, is particularly vulnerable to the accumulating tau tangles. The proteins that were once cleared during deep sleep are now interfering directly with the synaptic connections that form your ability to remember. Emotional regulation starts to fray. The amygdala, deprived of a clean environment, becomes hyper-reactive. You snap at a minor irritation, then feel a strange, detached guilt, as if the anger came from somewhere outside yourself. You still look fine, you still function, but the internal fog is thickening, and you are no longer the person you were 2 days ago. Day 2. The Deepening Haze. The waste is no longer just an invisible threat. It is beginning to change the way you think, the way you remember, and the way you feel. Night 3. For the third consecutive night, the glymphatic system remains silent. No fluid pulses through the brain's cleaning channels. The microscopic debris, amyloid-beta oligomers, phosphorylated tau, and oxidized cellular fragments, continues its unchecked accumulation. The waste no longer just sits, it begins to bind. Proteins that were once free-floating now stick together, forming dense, insoluble plaques and neurofibrillary tangles that physically obstruct the space between neurons. By morning, the cognitive deficits are undeniable. You misplace your keys and cannot retrace your steps. You pause mid-sentence, grasping for a word that sits on the tip of your tongue but refuses to materialize. Your working memory, the brain's scratch pad, is breaking down under the toxic load. The hippocampus, ground zero for tau pathology, struggles to encode new information. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for executive function, begins to lag. Emotional control frays further. The amygdala, freed from prefrontal regulation, fires without cause. Irritability sharpens into sudden, unprovoked flashes of anger that leave you shaken and confused. Your own mind feels unfamiliar, as if someone has subtly altered its operating system overnight. Day 3. The Tangled Web. The waste is no longer a passive fog. It is an active, structural assault on the connections that make you think, remember, and feel. The brain's internal architecture is being physically rewired by the very debris it once cleared away. Night 4. The microglia, the brain's resident immune cells, have had enough. They launch a furious, desperate attack on the accumulated plaques, engulfing toxic proteins and releasing a storm of inflammatory cytokines. But the waste is too dense, too abundant. The microglia become trapped in a state of chronic, futile activation. By morning, a new weight settles over you. Not just fatigue, sickness behavior. Your limbs feel heavy, achy, as if fighting a flu. The brain's ancient response to systemic inflammation has turned your own body into a cage of lethargy. Memory gaps widen. Familiar names dissolve on your tongue. Simple plans unravel. The prefrontal cortex, inflamed and disconnected, can no longer sequence a single task. The fog has lifted, only to reveal a deeper, angrier scar. Day 4. The Inflamed Synapse. Your brain's defenders have become its destroyers, and the war is just beginning. Day 5. The microglia's war against the plaques has failed. Now they turn on the brain itself. Overactivated and deranged, they begin stripping away healthy synapses, delicate connections that took a lifetime to form. This is synaptic pruning, a normal developmental process, now hijacked and accelerated into a pathological frenzy. The losses are no longer subtle. You reach for a cherished memory, your child's first laugh, the smell of your grandmother's kitchen, and find only a blank, gray void. You try to feel warmth or joy, but the emotional circuits are being severed one by one. The faces of your loved ones become familiar yet distant, like photographs of strangers you once knew. A profound, empty flatness settles over your inner world. The mind is not just foggy or inflamed now. It is being physically dismantled, one connection at a time. Day 5. The Pruning Storm. What is being erased is not just your past. It is the very capacity to feel anything at all. Day 6. The brain's metabolic activity has fallen sharply. PET scans would show whole cortical regions running cold. The gray matter thinning resembles what pathologists find in advanced dementia. Slowness pervades everything. Speech reduces to short, simple sentences. The vocabulary shrinks as language networks lose their connections. You give up searching for words because the effort no longer feels worthwhile. Your face becomes a mask. A raised eyebrow, a brief smile. These subtle expressions are gone. A family member asks if you're angry or sad, and you realize without emotion that you are neither. The circuitry that once produced those feelings has been pared away. Distant memories, once resilient, are fragmenting. A childhood home appears without an address, without the voices that once filled it. Day 6. The Synaptic Desert. The self still stands, but its surface has been scoured smooth, and little of the former inhabitant remains. Day 7. The glymphatic system does not restart. The plaques and tangles from 7 nights will not simply wash away. The microglia, locked in chronic inflammation, continue pruning synapses long after the weekends. You wake to a flattened world. Complex thoughts now require a quiet room, a notepad, and an effort that leaves you hollow. You recognize your family, but the warmth is gone, replaced by a clinical acknowledgement, a fact instead of a feeling. Short-term memory remains unreliable. Conversations loop because you forget you've had them. Cognitive reserve is depleted. What you lost, the speed, the clarity, the emotional depth, will not return. Day 7. Glymphatic Zero. The janitor never came back. The waste remains, and with it, a quieter, permanently diminished version of who you used to be.